This episode is brought to you by Snapple. Want to know another Snapple fact? The first hot air balloon passengers were a sheep, a duck, and a rooster. Ridiculous. Check out Snapple.com to find ridiculously flavored Snapple near you.
This is a special announcement that the Real Housewives epic recap with Taria Faison has now been released fully on Patreon. Yes, everyone, you've heard that correctly. Parts 1 and Part 2, which I'm still holding you all in podcast suspense. Part 2 will be released on the podcast eventually in the near future. I'm not telling you when, but for all of you who can't wait, you want to know, what does Taria and Andrew really think about Andy Cohen? Where is this epic recap of Beverly Hills, which we only just got started with in Part 1? The Real Housewives of Atlanta, which Taria breaks down the truth behind Nene Leakes, Kim Zolciak, and what she thinks about the current season. So you haven't even gotten to the current season yet with Taria. Part 2 is now on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Ivory Tower Boiler Room. Part 2, you're going to see, is right there. It is $5 a month to become a Patreon member of ours. Not only do you get parts 1 and 2 of this Real Housewives epic recap, but you also get all of the True Crime and Academia bonus episodes, including John Benet Ramsey, Casey Anthony. What do you think? Do you think Casey Anthony did it or not? Hot takes. Married to Pippi. She is amazing with her True Crime and Academia series. You get to see all of the videos of Ivory Tower Boiler Room when I've interviewed a guest. So very exciting. I always say it's less than getting an iced coffee, especially with oat milk. They upcharge you for oat milk, everyone. Did you know that? I know that. Also, I'm just really reveling in my summer glow right now. I just came back from a week vacation. My parents came here. I hosted them. Hi, Mom and Dad. I know they'll probably listen to this. So they were really good. They were really good guests. Yes, entertaining your parents, can be tiring, but it was just wonderful to be with them. And we had a great time in Southampton on Long Island. Shout out to the Southampton Inn. You all are so amazing there. Love Claude's Restaurant. If you're ever in Southampton, go to Claude's Restaurant. Also, if you ever happen to be in Watermill, go to a sushi restaurant called Suki Zuki. I'm pretty sure that's the name. Or sometimes I think it's Zuki Suki, but I think it's Suki Zuki. And it was just such a good time. Then we spent some time in Nassau County, toured some towns because I'm looking to see, do I want to live in Port Jefferson's where I live right now, right at the water. It is beautiful. If you ever want to come, let me know that you're coming, and maybe we'll get lunch, cocktail, coffee. Hey, everyone, come out to Port Jefferson. I'll be the travel tourism representative. But also make sure you go to the Skin Med Spa because Lauren is amazing there, the owner. Also, Joey Z's. The Port Jeff Library is worth it to visit. There's so much to do. And the beaches. I love the beaches in Port Jeff. Let me know if you're coming. I'll give you some insider tips of how to see the beaches. But yes, I was in Garden City. I was in Roslyn. Love the Bryant Library at Roslyn. You all are amazing there. Love the Nassau County Museum of Art. I got to see the new Supernatural exhibit. It is well worth it. If you live in Manhattan, you are only about 30 minutes from the Nassau County Museum of Art. Go. It is so incredible. And let me know that you went too. Let me know if you ever come out to Long Island and or if you live on Long Island, what you're doing. The arts and culture scene. There's so much to see here. I actually got to see Long Beach for the first time. I saw a lot of what I'll call surfer bros. They were fun. They were fun to look at. And then Jones Beach, which I really like. If you just want open beach, it is so pretty. I need to go to a concert at Jones Beach. I think it would be really fun. So if anyone knows of a concert that I might be interested in, let me know. I'm now preparing for the back to school. We start at Stony Brook on Monday, the 22nd. Can't wait to meet my queer poetry students. And I'm starting a new type of position that I can't fully announce yet, but I will. Don't worry. I'll announce it on social media when it's finalized. Shout out to my real estate agent, Danielle Nero. She showed me some really exciting condos, and Danielle knows I'm still kind of torn. Am I going to be a Nassau County boy? Am I going to be a Suffolk County boy? The jury is out. So I will let you all know in the next few months what happens. There's benefits to each. Okay. So without further ado, make sure you listen to part 1 of the two South Jerseyans deliver an epic Real Housewives recap featuring Taria, Faison. Also, part 2 is on our Patreon. If you cannot wait for, could be 2 weeks, could be 3 weeks, could be 2 months. I'm just kidding. I won't wait 2 months for part 2 on the podcast. But if you can't wait, please join our Patreon. I really appreciate it. I love having the subscribers on Patreon. I love all of you out there. I'm just going to go over a little our TikTok. Please follow us at Ivory Tower Boiler Room on our TikTok. That's where all the podcast clips are. One of them, it has so many hot takes from this episode. So I just want to shout out some comments because they're amazing. I love that we have a lot of hot takes on Teddy Mellencamp and Tamra Judge. I really love Two Teas in a Pod. I do. So shout out Teddy and Tamra. I love your podcasts and I listen every time a new episode comes out. We have, why doesn't Andy like Teddy? Taria gives her opinion on that in part 2, especially. People love you, Taria, on TikTok. So it's been wonderful to see all the Taria love. Also, I really like that it's called The Real House Homo. So shout out to The Real House Homo on TikTok. I love this comment. The Beverly Hills always delivers the drama. The ladies always give us something to talk about. Yeah, that is really true. Even the problematic points that Taria and I dissect. Someone thinks that Beverly Hills has fallen apart. The last 2 seasons aren't giving us what they used to give. Shout out to John for that real hot take. But he's a big Kyle Richards stan. So there you go. Some Kyle Richards love. Someone really loves New Jersey. Yay. You know, we're 2 South Jerseyans. So, you know, we haven't even gotten into New Jersey. That is actually going to be something that I hopefully will get into on Taria's podcast. So you'll have to wait for the New Jersey discussion. Those talking about who's authentic, who's not, who's a fake. And everyone is torn on that opinion in the Housewives universe. Who's real? Who's not? I mean, but Taria and I really go behind the scenes. It's why we love David Yontef's podcast, Behind the Velvet Rope, why I love Dana Wilkie, who I think, Dana, I got you a new fan from Taria Faison, who's now like looking into your account, Dana. So Dana, make sure you follow Taria's account. What else is going on? I love when all the podcasters come together. It's so exciting. Okay. So someone says Beverly Hills are caricatures at this point. Woo! These are some real hot takes, everyone. I cannot wait to hear all of your feedback on part 2. I can't wait to bring it out to the podcast, but I love that we have a Patreon so I can release it to all of the Patreon members right away. Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful week and enjoy the beach. Enjoy being outside. Enjoy being inside if you're an introvert. Hey, no shame in that game. Listen, we have an educator's corner where I talk about being an openly gay scholar. I loved doing that interview for the Association for Writing Across the Curriculum. And Friday, we'll have another special Educator's Corner episode. I just love that I get to deliver this content here in the Ivory Tower Boiler Room. Thank you, Mary to Pippi, for your True Crime and Academia series. Thanks to the team, Kimberly Dallas and Nicole Arguello. I think I've shouted out everyone. Well, if I didn't include you, I'll shout you out another time. Okay, bye, everyone.